Welcome to Living Beyond Limits. I'm your host, Marcy Langlois. If you're new here, welcome. We're so glad that you've decided to join us. And if you're returning, I always admire your commitment to your own work to live beyond your limits. So, what I want to talk about this week is life not working for you? I mean, maybe you have all the boxes checked with the house, car, job, kids, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is, do you still feel unsatisfied or unfulfilled? Maybe you're just like me and you just keep going, trying to figure it out as you go, hoping that one day you'll end up happy and content. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you can't hope for happiness and contentment. You have to work for it. If you can relate, then you definitely want to take some time and listen in today. We're going to discuss what the work is, why it is important, and the 4 things that you're going to absolutely love about healing yourself. I spent my whole life looking for ways to escape my reality. I searched outside myself and exhausted the paths of addiction, overwork, food, busyness, and pretty much anything else that would allow me to avoid myself. I wasn't consciously aware that I was doing any of this, of course. I thought I was just having fun, enjoying life, working hard for my success. In actuality, though, I couldn't stand to be in my own skin. The pain and inner turmoil that I was experiencing, but not acknowledging in any way, was so uncomfortable that I was unconsciously looking for ways to continue to avoid it. But I ended up hitting the wall, finally, with drugs first and then alcohol. And there was no place to run anymore except into sobriety. My life was on the line. I couldn't hold food or water down. My skin was gray. I was bloated. And I had just turned 27 years old. If I didn't change the course of the path that I was on, things were not going to end well for me. All of the folks in recovery and my therapist kept telling me, I have to do the work. I have to do the work. I had no idea what exactly did they mean about the work, right? I went to work every day and I worked like a maniac. So I was pretty sure whatever work this required, no problem. I got it. Hold the phone. Not so fast. This is a whole different kind of work. You see, I was great in working in the traditional sense, but this work had nothing to do with that. The work is an inner commitment and a process in which you take the time to figure out who you are. Instead of traditional work that's all externally focused, this work is calling you inward. It's an invitation to go on a journey of self discovery, to take the time to get to know who you are, truly, really know who you are. You'll learn all about why it pisses you off when people make you wait. Or perhaps for you, it's uncovering why you keep picking people in your life that treat you poorly. Regardless, whatever it is that you need to uncover, the journey is all about the interior of you. Maybe it's a look at the things that you've shoved down for so long that you aren't sure if you can find them or why it even really matters, anyways. It does matter. It all matters. And it will be the map that you use to find your way back to yourself. That happiness and contentment that you're missing is here in the work waiting for you. Another aspect of doing the work, once you have a better map of who you are, will be to start working on the things that no longer serve you in any way. We all pick up survival mechanisms to get us through life. We find a way to manage things as they come up, even the most incomprehensible things. We end up finding our way. But you got to admit that what you did when you were 10 may not be working today for you at the age of 40. I'm totally 100% guilty of this. I will absolutely continue to try to use a hammer when really I need a screwdriver. In the past, I wasn't always willing to try to figure out how to use the new tool because it felt intimidating or unnecessary. I've learned, though, that the new tools are critical. They're absolutely critical if I want a new life. If I really want happiness and contentment, then I can't use just a hammer. I have to branch out. The hammer isn't working anymore. If you can hang in there and get through some of this stuff, you're going to feel so much better. Truly, it will be a relief. And this is where things get really exciting. It's that you get to reinvent yourself. You get to imagine who it is that you want to be and then purposefully move towards that. Sometimes, though, it starts out with knowing who you don't want to be anymore, and then it morphs into who you do want to be. If you're like me at all, then I didn't even know that there were so many options of who and what I could be. I thought I was just going to be this person that worked themselves to death to get the accolades that I thought would make me feel worthy and provide a good life for my family. Holy cow. Thank God I found out that there's so much more than this, just this working and looking for external validation and all of these things. I found out that I could be anything that I envisioned. I could be peaceful, serene, calm, joyful, grateful, and present. I could literally invent myself from a clean slate if I was willing to dive in and do the hard stuff. I did the hard stuff and I'm still doing it. Healing isn't linear and it never ends. There is always work to do. But I've uncovered so many extraordinary qualities of life that I never, ever could have imagined. So, here are the four things that I found that have made this journey and process so worthwhile. And I want to share them with you today. The first gift is that you will learn who you are and what makes you tick. You'll get the opportunity to see why you think and feel the way that you do, where that comes from, and how it's impacting your life today. Then you get to heal it so that you can be free from it. You'll get a whole new set of tools that actually support you in being the best version of yourself. The second gift you get from doing the work is that you'll appreciate your own company. You'll actually enjoy your alone time without feeling lonely. I don't know about you, but I didn't enjoy being alone at all. I always wanted to be busy and around other people. I honestly just felt uncomfortable when I was alone. Today, though, it's my jam. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world is to be alone. I love having the space to think about the big questions of life, just quiet solitude with an abundance of gratitude for the peace that I feel. That's unbelievable for me. Those words would have never come out of my mouth 20 years ago. This happened for me because I unloaded all of that baggage that I had been carrying around that was making me feel so uncomfortable all of the time. Here's the third reason that you're absolutely going to love doing the work. You're going to learn how to advocate for yourself, have boundaries, and be in functional, healthy relationships. You'll actually be able to say how you feel and what you think. No more taking garbage from other people, but rather you'll be able to assert yourself in a way that's fully empowering to you. You'll be able to have true, intimate conversations with people close to you and experience deep meaning and connection. You will become crystal clear on your value and your worth and live your life unapologetically from this strong sense of knowing. And the last huge gift that you will receive is the freedom to be whoever you want to be. So, what this involves is you get to let go of all the shoulds and supposed tos and just be you, free and authentic. You'll be able to let go of the societal pressures and the belief systems that you were raised with. Hey, maybe some of those things you want to hang on to, and that's great. But you are the one that gets to decide that rather than just believing this is how you have to be. No one gets to tell you how you will be in the world. You are finally able to show up as you are and be completely and perfectly imperfect. Friends, I just love talking about the work. It was my ticket to freedom. It was everything I was searching for in all of the wrong places. I didn't know that I was drinking and working and acting like a nutcase because I was so bogged down with my life experiences. But it turns out that is exactly what was happening. My hope is that providing a layout of what the work is and why it's important, that you'll feel inspired to do your work for your own freedom, happiness, and peace. I want to hear all about it. So please ping me on my website at marcylanglois.com or follow me on social media pages and message me there. Thank you so much for listening today. If you found this episode insightful, inspiring, or informative, please share it with your friends and family. I look forward to seeing you next Thursday for another episode of Living Beyond Limits. Have an incredible week.